Alright, what up, guys? Today we're going to be doing Superman 1978. I'm doing it because I watched 2025 and I'd never seen this one. This is one of the oldest Superman movies ever. I don't think it's the oldest, I think there's another one, but this is the legendary one. This is the one that's considered one of the best superhero movies of all time. I've only seen like clips here and there. I've never seen the ending. I do know that there is some big thing that does happen in here that was talked about in a video essay, so I do remember that, but it's still gonna be good and I'll still talk about it. And yeah, let's get into it. And also, if you do want to check out Superman 2025, hopefully before it gets blocked, it's on the channel because Jurassic World Rebirth was on the channel for 2 days and then they blocked it, and I couldn't reverse it without either completely destroying the video and just it would just be 30 minutes long and it would cut out so much of what I had said, and yeah, it just wouldn't work. Anyways, enough about that. Hopefully Superman 2025 is still there, and if it's still there, you're gonna see it link there and the link will work. And yeah, let's go.
Whose reputation for clarity and truth had become a symbol of hope for the city of Metropolis.
All right, so I love that so far, talking about how well, not Superman, but where Superman's gonna work is a symbol of hope for the world. It kind of ties in with Superman himself. Are they gonna say that the S doesn't really have a meaning and it's just Superman, and that Superman is born from a workplace of hope, and that's where he gets hope instead of it being from the symbol? Because that's a good one too. I don't know if this was before, obviously 1978. So maybe the symbol wasn't anything except Superman at this point, and it didn't have the hope thing until later iterations and comics and everything. But yeah, pretty cool. Man, I love that theme. Oh my days. Absolutely iconic. And I really miss when movies used to have such a strong identity that even the themes themselves the soundtrack would become iconic and would be played outside of the movie. I mean, you still can get that when it comes to like Interstellar. Again, one of the most iconic soundtracks of all time. And some movies here and there, but it's so rare nowadays to have such a strong soundtrack that reflects the identity of the characters in the film. And man, I miss this so much. I miss this. Nowadays, it's like pop songs, rap songs, or like just a very serviceable soundtrack, but nothing memorable. Nothing really. It's only in horror movies, to be honest, that soundtracks are still important because they kind of settle the creepy, nasty feel of the movie, but still they can be very basic unless if you're talking about something that's really good, like the Sinisters and stuff, where the soundtrack is so amazing. But most of the time you don't get that anymore, and that sucks. I really miss when studios really went out of their way with soundtracks, and it also helps with copyright. Jeez Louise. But anyways, same time.
On
Oh
this,
wait.
this,
Okay, by the way, this all looks really cool, but I thought these guys were in the second movie. Aren't they in the second movie? Huh. Okay. I mean, I don't mind General Zod at all. By the way, out of Man of Steel, I know Zod was a bit of an idiot, but I enjoyed his performance a lot. I'm just sad we're probably never gonna see Zod again for a while. Maybe I don't want James Gunn to do Zod. Actually, nah, you ruined. He didn't ruin, but the adaptations he did for the main cast, I don't like it. So I don't want him to touch Zod or anybody else, to be honest. Unless if it's like a joke character, he's really good with that. So it's sad that the last Zod of live action that we've seen for, and probably gonna be for a while, was that we saw in Man of Steel. It was still kind of cool at times, but it was just so dumb, man. Oh my days. As far as I can remember about the negative zone, they just throw you into space while you're still in the negative zone, right? And you kind of just drift space endlessly without any way of getting out. Um, at least that's as far as I can remember. And then Superman eventually kind of contains the negative zone to make sure that people cannot escape, unless if he's there, because it would be in the Fortress of Solitude, and there would be obviously his presence, other potential Kryptonians like Supergirl or the robots or whatever, like some measure to make sure if anything came out, he would stop it. Eventually, I think that was in the animated shows somewhere, obviously in the comics as well. But yeah, imagine being trapped in the negative zone, just drifting throughout space. And also, is it like immortality? Like, are you immortal while drifting, or could you just pass on in the negative zone? Because if you can pass, also, how does the space work in this movie? Because it's like they're squeezed into being one-dimensional beings, which is crazy, and thrown into space. That's pretty insane. So I do wonder how it works, but I would never want to be in the negative zone. That would suck.
Evaluated this outlandish theory of yours.
My friends, you know me to be neither rash nor impulsive.
Right, so I'm not gonna comment on everything because I've literally seen the Superman story in so many different mediums and iterations, and I am a fan. I do like Batman a lot more than Superman, and I'm more a DC guy, even though I became a Marvel dude because of the movies for a while, and DC was just dropping stinkers. But DC is still number one in my eyes, and I still enjoy it in terms of what it represents for me, because Marvel is a lot more just common good guy, bad guy stories. It does have those stories that do delve deeper into deeper issues, but it's mostly been good guy, bad guy, and that's it. There's no really deeper commentary on anything, or at least if it is stuff that you've already seen. Again, there are exceptions, but DC for me is where the darker, more mature stuff exists, and that's why there's shows and the movies that usually do go into that darker realm can be so good. Like I said, Marvel still has the Jessica Jones and stuff like that, but DC can really get into it. And so I am originally a DC guy, and I know a lot about Superman, so I'm probably not gonna pause as much. I'm probably not gonna pause anymore after this. Um, in terms of this whole thing about, oh yeah, resources, whatever, maybe to talk about the effects, but I just wanted to let you know I'm probably not going to be as talkative on this video as I usually am because I do know most of this. To talk about this, because this is just a common issue, Jor-El is literally one of, in some iterations, is the best scientist they've ever had, especially when it comes to the planet. And they don't listen to him when he says the planet's going to be destroyed. And some iterations and adaptations try to give a reason like, oh, it's because political issues or financial issues, or we just don't have the manpower and the ships to move everybody to a different planet, whatever. So I hope there's an explanation here, because if there isn't, this is pretty bad. Because why wouldn't you believe your top scientist or one of your top scientists? It's like if Stephen Hawking said, "Hey, there's gonna be a black hole when he was still alive. There's gonna be a black hole opening tomorrow, and it's gonna open at that specific place and spot." And he has been a leading scientist in figuring out everything when it comes to anomalies. And in that instance, we're all like, "Nah, it wouldn't happen," even though he's predicted everything else correctly. So that's pretty bad. That is the one flaw to the Superman story that's pretty common throughout most iterations, because it just doesn't make sense to not believe someone who is as serious, as reputable, as intelligent as Jor-El, right? The top scientist. It just doesn't make any sense. Because in our real world, if that happened, we would listen. That's why people who are the top scientists in AI will tell us, oh yeah, AI is kind of speeding up the timeline of artificial general intelligence, we don't think, not really. We don't say that. We actually take it seriously, and people actually make videos and people prepare. I mean, when people start coming out, hey, nuclear war could happen. You see so many people already trying to create mini bunkers, trying to buy so much food, canned food, especially water, trying to make sure that they're ready. That they're absolutely ready because they believe in these scientists. Now, imagine if the top scientist of the world that we all agreed was the top one was like, yeah, the world is gonna explode. We need to leave. And they're like, nah, that's the only part that I will consistently dislike. But like I said, other iterations and adaptations try to make it more reasonable by having the people be like, oh, we can't move because the spaceships or whatever are under maintenance, or we can't move because it would take too long, whatever it is. So I hope they do that here.
You will not be alone. You will never be alone.
Okay, so I really love how Superman's mom kept saying he's gonna be lonely, he's gonna be isolated, he's gonna be odd, he's gonna be very different from the people there. And he kept responding with like scientific observations of how fast he would be, how strong he would be. Basically saying, oh yeah, physically he's gonna be insane, but she kept talking about the emotional aspect, the mental aspect. That's a great detail. And finally, she said he's gonna be alone, and he kind of paused there because obviously he will be in terms of his own people, but then he's like, he will never truly be alone because he created that virtual copy of themselves, which is really insane. That's such a great detail to have the mom care about his emotional and mental state, and for him to just keep responding and making it seem better, trying to cope with what's happening by saying, well, at least scientifically, physically, he's gonna be, amazing. So that was really cool. I like that. And he's not gonna be physically hurt. Oh, remember now, General Zod and the two other people was spared because they were in the Phantom Zone, and Jor-El literally saved them. I mean, I understand why he followed protocol. He could have said, "Oh yeah, they're gonna stay. It doesn't matter. We're all gonna die anyways." But I'm pretty sure the other people would have caused trouble for him, and just were like, "No," or potentially send him into the Phantom Zone. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, they survived, and obviously they're gonna drift to where Superman is. So yeah, I do remember the fights being kind of goofy. Like I remember some seconds of the fight between Superman and these guys. But yeah, we'll see. Imagine if Superman sold all of that. Like, imagine if he did. Oh man, they could have done a multiverse thing. Maybe they've done it in the comics, but imagine if Superman became like a massive trillionaire tycoon by selling off 28 galaxy bits of knowledge to human scientists for them to study for like centuries. That'd be pretty sick. That'd be a pretty weird twist. Let's say he landed by a family of rich people, and they were the ones who took care of him, and they taught him all about business and all that crazy stuff. That'd be interesting to see, actually. Huh. I'd want to see a multiverse like that, like rich tycoon Superman and his bloodline. That'd be funny. Oh man,
Honey, will you hand me that rag up there?
You take things easy now, Jonathan. Remember what Doc Fry said about.
that's pretty crazy that she's like, oh yeah, this is like a complete blessing from God, which it is. But yeah, just just accept the baby and that's it. No questions of there could be a mom, there could be a dad out there. Just fully accept, and I get it. It's following the comics, but it's pretty crazy. But she kind of just accepts it, you know? Like, you don't know what happened. But yeah, back in, I guess, the 1970s, it's kind of believable that there could be people who just accept this. I'm kind of comparing it to today. Like people would freak out and instantly think that is either, well, on the Christian side, they would think that's a demon child who fell from heaven, because obviously Lucifer and all his angels were cast out. On the atheist side, they would just think that this kid has been abandoned by their parents and send them potentially to the police. Um, on the other side of the conspiracy horror side, they would just believe this kid is like a potential antichrist or demon that's here to like just do bad things, or like an alien experiment. Even like the amount of theories people would come up with, and back in the 1970s, it's like, yeah, no, this is cool. This is, we're not gonna panic, we're not gonna go crazy. We're just gonna accept the child, you know.
That heart of yours.
The first thing we got to do when we get home is find out who that boy's proper family is.
He hasn't got any. Not around here, anyway.
Again, Kent, thank you very much. And how do you know that, ma'am? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, they could have legit left him here for potential reasons of being hunted or hurt or something happened. They got separated. You don't know. You still have to investigate, call the police. You know what I mean?
Guess I better clean it up. Come on, Lana. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I hated this trope with a passion. I still do. Um, I know that it was pretty common to have, oh, the sweet, kind girl dating an absolute jerk, and it can happen, but it was way too often in too many superhero films, too many films in general, Disney films, so many films. Like it got tiring when I was a teenager. It's still boring to see, and this just doesn't happen as often anymore. Maybe back in the day, but nowadays, nah. If you're hanging out with a crowd like this, you have some form of them in you. You know what I mean? Like there's a bit of a jerk in you too. Like you wouldn't hang out with jerks all the time if you hated what they do. That's not a thing that happens as often anymore at all. Especially with popularity being different from what it used to be back then. It was like, oh, you're the attractive person, hang out with attractive people in a cool table with athletes and all these people. Nowadays, nah, you don't need to be doing none of this at all. So it's just, I really hate this show.
The train! Faster even!
Oh, Lois Lane, you have a writer's gift for invention. I'll say that for you.
Lois.
Whoa. Whoa, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. This is Lois Lane. Lois Lane was a child while this man is in, was that high school, middle school? Is that high school? Bro, what, bro? Why? Why this writing choice? Even if there is some comic out there that did this, or comics, it doesn't matter. You could change it and just make Lois Lane the same age as Clark or close. Why? What? Ew, bro. And the fact that she saw him doing this here means like basically a seed was planted for her to have an interest in him for the future, which it's weird. Why are we doing this? That's so weird. Is this like, yo, did this happen in the comics? Because I don't remember this. I mean, to be fair, I don't read comics. I'm not a comic dude like that at all. Like I really am not. But why? What? Ew, why? So many, I'm just, please let this be the only weird thing to exist in this movie, because this is really, let them not meet up again, like forever. She literally could have been a teenager like him Why is she a preteen? What is the point of doing that? Or be like just becoming like ew, man. Ew.
Showing off when it flies.
No. No, now you listen to me.
Such a great line. Is a bird showing off if it flies? Wow, that's a really good line. And yeah, just a contrast with Superman 2025, they made him this childish, except he was already Superman, which was such a weird choice. Like, why not do something like this where he's either just become Superman or he's still, he's still learning about his powers and he's still childish, like he's still a teenager. It makes so much more sense. Why did they do that in 2025? I don't get it, man. Dang, he's passed away already? Wow, dude, I was enjoying it so much, their interactions. And I get it, the last thing he said in response was his powers were here for more than doing touchdowns, but jeez, okay. But again, this is better use of time so far compared to the other movie. Like, yes, there are extended parts where they just keep in the extended parts of the scene that could have been cut out, but I think it's because the one I'm watching is probably like a director's cut type thing because it's 3 hours long. So I think all those parts will probably cut out for the theatrical version. So yeah, I mean, wow, I did not expect that. Music and the shots, just look at this shot, man. It's so much love and passion. It's so amazing. Oh my days. World before the overuse of CGI, especially in superhero stuff, because this is just, look at it. It's just amazing. And the music, the epic calling to like his journey to become a Superman is amazing. Cool how Superman and Batman's journeys kind of mirror in a way and kind of coalesce because Superman's like basically in the mountains and like the Himalayas type thing. The same way that Batman in Batman Begins was training in this like the snow and the ice with Ra's al Ghul, and he was also kind of traveling solo to get to know the world, to get to know more about how to deal with corruption, and Superman is getting to know about himself and his powers. And it's so cool. And those movies were released so far apart, but both movies were based off of just people knowing the characters and being passionate about the characters. Obviously, Batman Begins did not age the best in comparison to this movie as well, but still, you can tell the person who made it did care, a lot more than the recent Batman iterations. Verify, not dissing on the Batman, I love it. Not dissing on other iterations, I'm just talking in general in terms of the superhero space when it comes to video game content. We know about Suicide Squad, or when it comes to just Batman comic related issues and further issues just about the characters like Batman, Superman, the legacy characters. You can tell from both Marvel, DC, the passion is not the same anymore, but that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why is he chugging it away? It had no effect on him, and he just threw it away after it guided him to his parents' place. That's very weird. Why did that happen? I don't. That I have no clue what's going on.
That I have matters physical and historic. Your years.
What? He would have died for thousands of his years? So, wait, what? So, that means Superman traveled through 6 galaxies for far longer than I thought. Like, I thought months, but it wouldn't, obviously not months, but like, it would have been a long time Dang. So Kryptonians age very, very slowly then. Very slowly. Because thousands of years? Okay. Wow. Or 1,000 of his years? Okay. Insanely epic. Oh my days. Insanely epic. And I was gonna say it was insanely epic for no reason, but yeah, I guess he's just gonna get his suit without really training that much, which I appreciated in Man of Steel to kind of see him. Maybe he's gonna do it now, but I appreciate it in Man of Steel to see all the different types of suits and everything, and seeing him teaching himself how to fly and all that stuff. That was cool. I like training montages.
What are you writing, Miss Lane?
An ode to spring. How do you spell massacre?
I appreciate Jimmy Olsen being Jimmy Olsen and not being a player type character that he is in 2025 just to solve a key issue of the plot that could have been solved by Lewis Lane, to show how good Lewis Lane is and Jimmy Olsen. But, mutant toes, of course.
I didn't think so. Well, get yourself a desk over here.
Now, I love that little moment where she realizes how good of a guy he is in that sense, and her interest begins there, and that's so good. Oh my days. No weird fight scenes between the two with the other one trying to expose him as Superman, just as a bad Superman. Appreciate it. If they just remove that train scene, why they have the train scene there? What's the point? Like, you already establishing that she might like him because of his righteous actions at times, and yet you did the train scene for what? For what purpose? Ugh. I love it so much. Oh man. Oh, I love it so much, dude. This is what I missed in 2025, bro. This is it right here. Just Clark being goofy Clark. It's so good. Ah, I can't wait to see the switch up into Superman.
Clark! Are you alright, Clark? What happened?
God, I guess I must have fainted.
Golly, I must have fainted. But yeah, Lewis kicking the gun. Again, that is a lot more like Lewis. She is brave and bold, and she just does things even if they're risky because they may be the right thing to do and to protect herself and obviously in the future Superman. And yeah, that's Lewis Lane. This is Lewis Lane.
Okay, all right. All right, I found him. I got a picture too. Thanks, Otis.
Oh my days, I love dogs. I don't know if a dog could actually do that, but I just love them. And yeah, that was such a just a nice, cool little side note of him trying to cheat a blind person just to show the type of character he is and the type of people Lex is surrounding himself with. Did not expect that. That's crazy. This is more like Lex, calculated, just ruthless. Yeah, this is Lex, not whatever 2025 was like. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Just crazy goofy Lex. This is a lot more Lex.
I don't know. Just explain one thing to me, Lex. Why do I love you so much?
Oh my days, that was so good. Because I was wondering, why is she here? Why is she with Lex? And I'm pretty sure Lex would be like, oh, the money or whatever. But that was so good to have her continuously berate him and then say, why do I love you so much? To show how dysfunctional this whole relationship is and, make sense with Lex. And oh my days. Ah, this is so good.
Because life with me is never dull.
That was so good because it mirrors the relationships of people who are in abusive relationships, but they continue to stay in them because they love the chaos. They fell in love with not knowing what to expect that day, which is quite toxic, but that's what they're into. And they're both dysfunctional people, and they know, one of them at least knows that what they're doing is bad, but she just loves it. She just loves the chaos and the insanity of Lex. Oh my days, that's so good, man. Wow, that's really good. I like.
I would go bananas in a week.
Oh, can I take you to the airport?
Not unless you can fly.
That is a far better portrayal of Lewis saying, I don't want to be involved in the other side of romantic relationships, dating, and all of that because of what I've seen from my sister, instead of just, this ain't gonna work. I said it's not gonna work. It's just, again, if you've watched Superman 2025, you know what I'm talking about. Jeez Louise. But yeah, this is much better. That is a crisis in a superhero movie. I know that's the first crisis, but that's a crisis, and the plane literally, the helicopter is right there. I know it could land wrong and someone could get really hurt to potentially dying, but again, compared to the insane things that happen in superhero movies nowadays, it's kind of funny to see what they thought was insanely dangerous, like crazy dangerous, when that would not even count in a Fast and Furious movie. Like, that would be baby stuff. That would be nothing. So yeah, it's kind of iconic. Oh my word, that's so iconic, man. That is so iconic. Insane. But yeah, I was gonna say, he has super hearing and supervision, and he didn't know what was going on. Lewis was literally screaming help, and he has supervision. I guess he kind of turns it on and off or adjusts it. So he was being a bubbling idiot and he didn't hear it at all. Um, yeah, I guess that's okay. That's all right.
Gentlemen, this man needs help. Well, I certainly hope this little incident hasn't put you off flying, miss.
Best looking Superman of all time. Just, he literally looks like him. It's insane. He is Superman. I did say the guy in 2025 does look like Superman, a much younger version, but this dude nails it, man. He nails it. He really looks like him. Just in the real world, just unhinged people, to be honest, to do this. Some people obviously just do it with their hands, crazy. Um, but at least he has equipment. But if that suction thing just fails for a couple of seconds, he's literally gone. It's insane. And it's crazy that there are people who do this and they do it with far less machinery and apparatus and tools and everything, and they use their hands. They're doing parkour stuff, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? It just, people are crazy.
Hi there. Something wrong with the elevator?
Good line. Dude, the dialogue in this. Oh my days. It is leaps and bounds better than the dialogue in the latest Superman movie, and that is crazy. This was in the 70s, bruh. And they understood Superman more than most of these movies? Why? Not even movies. Most of these shows, apart from, I know the Superman and Lois Lane show is considered one of the best for Superman, and is considered one of the best, so I'm still yet to watch that one. But apart from that, like the video games, like, come on, guys. Come on.
Good evening, Officer Mooney.
That was proper aura. That was how you do aura, just effortlessly landing. It's really cool. And I like he's paying attention to his name as well, which is such a Superman thing to do, so respectful.
Down from there. Come on, Frisky. Come on, come down.
Hi, I'll get him.
Obviously, you have to do the down to earth, let's save a cat scene for superhero movies, which again has been forgotten. Like this has been a tradition in a lot of superhero movies, not the cat thing, but just a down to earth save, a down to earth thing to do to show that the superhero loves people and enjoys helping people. It's not really a thing that much nowadays, which just is a symptom of our culture. I guess we're losing the identity of just being a hero, and it's reflected by how the superheroes are just becoming a lot more edgier, a lot more mature, a lot more vulgar, and they're just not being heroes. Again, I talked about this with Supergirl in Superman. Sorry, the spoilers. I might spoil something. Whatever. It's a kind of like a post-credit thing. It's not, but anyways, let's go. So it's at the end of the movie, and Supergirl literally shows up drunk and then swears at the end, and it's like, I know it's James Gunn, but like, dude, Supergirl, this is not Supergirl. It just isn't. Unless if you're gonna make a dark side slash bad guy type Supergirl, okay, kind of like Wonder Woman and Superwoman. What's her counterpart in the Gods and Monsters movie where she's the opposite, like she's a bad guy, whatever. It's not like it's that. It's literally Supergirl, and oh, she just parties and drinks all the time. Like, why? Why do that? It's just so strange, and it's just a symptom of where we are. We have stopped caring about preserving these heroes as just heroes. It's okay to just have a regular hero who doesn't have weird, edgy elements because there's so many heroes for that. There's Punisher, and DC has so many heroes that are like these edgier, more vulgar, more just I don't even know what to say, but more anti-type heroes that exist that you could do instead of just taking the ones that were never meant to be that way really and corrupting them into that. I don't like it. I don't. I really don't. It's the same thing with Batman killing. Like, why? There are heroes that do this. It's weird, but yeah. Anyways, let's continue. Did he? What?
Gave them to me. Haven't I told you to stop telling lies?
Her kid. She hit her kid? That's crazy. But that is how you can do a lot more mature themes. I guess you can just sprinkle them in throughout as they build up to a huge conclusion. Because that's crazy. That's insane. Can you imagine if that was like Cassandra Cain or like Barbara Gordon and they became a superhero off of being inspired by Superman and they became part of the Bat family, and that's part of the reason why they chose to be more like Batman than Superman, and also because they don't have powers. That would be a crazy tie-in. Actually, another thing that Superman movies love to do, which is the plane scene where something wrong happens with the plane, an engine explodes or the power fails, and Superman saves it. I saw it first time in Superman Returns, and as a kid, I thought it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I was a teenager actually, and yeah, it was that scene. Was there another scene somewhere? I feel like they love to do this with Superman, especially in other media, and then obviously The Boys. By the way, I've never seen The Boys, but I do know a lot of what happens because I've seen videos on it. But yeah, they do something with Homelander, except Homelander just kills everyone, which is crazy. But yeah, so cool because they know he's gonna freak out and he's not gonna be flying the plane and he doesn't know what's happening, so he might crash it, he might not. So just keep flying it. That's so cool, man.
Solve themselves. It is their habit to abuse their resources in such a way.
Extremely true. Like if they knew exactly who he was, which is what I thought Superman 2025 would do. I thought they would do a more of a everybody's been so self-reliant, no self-reliant, so reliant on Superman that they don't take trouble seriously, which is why they were reacting so poorly to what was happening, or at least not reacting enough. But yeah, he's right. If they knew who he was, they would call him and his family. They would want to figure out who his girlfriend is or wife, his kids, his extended family. Like, it'd be crazy. And yes, they would demand him to do everything. They would want him to do everything, basically. So, yeah, it's pretty accurate.
I could embrace you in my arms.
That is so good. Oh my days. That is so beautiful, man. And he talked about the vanity of his people, that they've been living for so long, they thought they wouldn't die out, kind of like what people are doing now. And yeah, it's wow, that was so good, man. I also wanted to say, why isn't the mother here too? Like, why isn't it the both of them building a bond and it's just the dad? Maybe one day. Anyways, yep, we gotta fix that. Okay, okay, Otis. She's an attractive woman, but relax. Um, yeah, this place is sick. It is so. This would be an amazing underground bunker. It's crazy with the style is immaculate, man. Oh my, what this is crazy. This is like Lex, dude. It's like a luxurious, loving Lex. I mean, this guy probably has like 50,000 Rolexes, or he may make his own Rolexes. Actually, like it's amazing.
Smoke, you know, Miss Lane.
Don't tell me lung cancer, right?
Well, not yet, thank goodness.
Amazing. Jeez, dude, if Superman was a greedy tycoon, he would make so much money off of so many things. It's actually insane. He'd literally become like a billionaire in less than a decade from what, 18? Probably less. Yeah, less actually. Especially imagine he sold himself off to the military as well for money for experiments. And obviously he's like indestructible, whatever, so he would have that invulnerability and make so much oh my days, the money is crazy.
Oh, you see, I sort of have a problem seeing through lead.
Oh, that's interesting.
What an insane way to write how he can see through lead. That was good because it used her and the way that she would phrase the questions with her own personality and her intentions, and that was really good. Wow. Man, the dialogue in this is so much better. Oh my days. But yeah, her acting is phenomenal, by the way.
Why are you?
Just, oh my days. The interpersonal flirting using their own way to talk and just the way that they would express that they like each other is really cool. And man, I missed this when I watched Superman 2025. I especially when they were fighting, like this is what we wanted to at least this is what I wanted to see. Actually, no, a lot of people, because a lot of people did complain about Superman 2025. It's so good. Oh my word, man. This is such a great scene. Wow. This is this is a great way to show obviously romance blooming between a superhero and I don't know, the person that they would admire. This is really good. It kind of reminds me of the Spider-Man scene, except that one under examination is actually not great because uh my girl was still dating someone at the time and still flirting with someone, so that was crazy. She's basically cheating. But yeah, this is a great.
I was, at first, really nervous about tonight. But then I decided, well, darn it, I was going to show you the time of your life.
Okay, I understand that the excuse is, oh, she's so enamored and so in her head that, not enamored, but completely in her head that she didn't recognize that they look literally identical when he took the glasses off. Even if it was for a couple of seconds, that still made no sense. Because if you loved someone or you were so charmed by someone, you would instantly recognize their face. So I get the joke, but it's just not realistic. Like she would have recognized, oh wait, you look like the guy that I'm falling for, like immediately. So
And M. You want M, Mr. Luthor? Come right up. So, there you go, M.
M as in moron?
this guy has to be his henchman because he's too dumb to recognize that Luthor would murder him in a second if it was to further his goals. That has to be the reason he's kept him around because anyone else smarter would not be here. Like, what does he benefit? Maybe money? Like, what in the world, man? And Luthor's keeping him around because anyone who's smarter, just a little bit smarter, would not do.
Doesn't it give you kind of a shudder of electricity through you to be in the same room with me?
Yeah, that's a huge leap. I get it because certain substances would harm him because he grew up there and everything else, but it's a huge leap. I thought he would at least test it first and maybe then turn it into a bullet or a small thing that he would shoot at Superman to see what it would do. That would have been a lot more, realistic than just, oh yeah, this will definitely kill him, or at least my assumption is.
She's having trouble breathing, sir. What do you think?
Well, I suggest vigorous chest massage. If that doesn't work,
That is so This man saw her unconscious and he licked his lips and then he said chest massage, not chest compressions, massage. What is he even saying now?
Sergeant, I won't have one of my men doing anything I wouldn't be prepared to do myself.
Yeah, but sir.
This is so gross. And what's crazy is they found this super funny. I'm pretty sure people are laughing and it's just gross. It's just ew.
Come out, please!
What the heck are they doing? Bro, what are they? Is this man about to assault that lady? Or was he about to assault her if this was all real? Dear me, dog. It's crazy that Lex knew they would even do this to buy time. That's crazy. How often do they do this? How often? Why does Lex trust this man with this? Actually no, he doesn't have an option because he wanted to like have his wife or girlfriend be assault bait. Just it I I honestly, I'm sorry, I'm tired. It's officially late now, but I honestly did not think that they would spend so much time on this plan with these guys. I thought they would kind of cut it up. They're literally showing every single step, which is fine. It's been weird and entertaining, but yeah, I did not expect it.
Shut up in there!
This is coming from them and not him. Like, the dynamic is quite funny.
Back it off the road! Off the road!
I understood everybody getting out when there was a girl laying there because they're all just messed up freaks and weirdos. But why are they all getting out for a truck? Like all of them? For that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. That other one, yeah, in some crazy places. This, nah.
A worthless piece of meteorite. How do you figure that?
Well, frankly, I've never been able to understand violence in any...
Great way to not only let us know what happened, but also inform Superman as well. That was a great way to tell. Really good. But then it's like, why did we have to see all that? It could have cut it up. Again, I'm pretty sure it's the version I'm watching. suit just melt off of him? Why didn't he like spin around super fast? Okay, that was completely goofy. Now, Superman could have just went down the subway. I know a ton of people are there, but you could have also used your super speed while flying to just fly in, right? Go to the spot you need to go to, and then do this from that point. Also the tracks, I guess, but you could have punched through that thing there, or even through the wall to where that passage is. Feel in terms of the suit is that you understood why the suit was fire resistant and was resistant to so many things because it was based off of the spacesuits that they would wear to travel the universe and the different atmospheres and everything. This suit just looks like a regular thing that was made by people, by humans. It doesn't look like it has any special properties. And so when the fire is burning, my brain was like, whoa, why is the suit not burning? And then I remembered, oh yeah, it actually comes from his people. But yeah, that's the other advantage of the Man of Steel suit. It looked alien, you know. Sorry. And the original lamp that was knocked over by his boy is the one that falls over because of Superman. Huh, that's really good.
Otis, take the gentleman's cape.
How Lex is acting like he has all the power, which is exactly what Lex would do. And he would do this because he has a secret weapon, exactly how Lex would do it. Really good writing. So good, that is so Lex. That is such a Lex thing to say, to be like, nah, I'm not attempting it. I will succeed. Like, that's so good, man. Look at his grin. Look at his face. Such a cool tie-in because it was about how they're buying out their land from them. And obviously, there's this guy selling for ridiculous prices. It's been Lex this whole time. And he's gonna even destroy their settlement to create his super rich mega line. And it's such a Lex plan as well because it's simply just to become richer and control an entire part of the United States. And he's destroying the other part because he can't have it. That's really cool. I like that. That's really cool. Um, wow, that was good. I think there's like a bit of a commentary on just basically stealing or buying out land from people by rich American tycoons from natives and potential minorities and other people. So yeah, should have been involved in this because it would give Superman an extra incentive, I guess, but she shouldn't have been involved because Superman loves to save people, and we established that with the tree and the cat and everything else. I still can't believe we still had that smacking sound. But yeah, like, she didn't need to be here. She didn't. But again, Superman's super hearing is not really super right now, so he has to rely on the news. And his chief did say Lois Lane would be here, so I guess we'll make the connection and try to save people.
Yeah, Superman, double jeopardy. Even you.
Was she trying to show off how good she? Oh my days, man. That actually reminds me of Megan 2.0. Again, you can go and check out my reaction to it. Um, it's very different from this one because I was trying to change up how I present the videos, and yeah, it reminds me of that after she trades. Um, yeah, you can go check it out.
Promise me I believe you because you always tell the truth.
I promise. I promise.
Love that his answer was Lois and Jimmy are gonna come first, which is really cool. He didn't mention his mom though, but that's because the thing is not going to his mom's place. And I'll discuss deeper into this whole thing because I complained in Superman 2025 that issues were resolved far too quickly and easily, and the wrong people were solving the issues. So I'll get into this as well. And I'll explain why this one is much better in execution than the other one. Really? So you choose to assault him too? This, you choose to do that too? To sexually assault him too? You got problems, lady. Like she was like, "Oh yeah, he's too weak to fight, so I'm gonna kiss him against his will because I know he can't fight me off, and he's barely conscious right now." Nasty. I still feel bad for you for what happened to you, but why do this to another person? It's crazy. You can kind of say that this is a commentary of passing on trauma, which is pretty insane because one was a joke, another one is like, oh, she just finds him hot. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see a lot of stuff like this in older movies because the culture and the way they saw stuff like this is why Hollywood has had so many issues and secrets and just sexual immoralities that have been so bad because haha it's a joke, haha, she finds him hot, therefore it's fine because she's a woman and she gets to do this because he's hot and it doesn't matter. It's like, no, that's a messed up thing to do. Don't do this. It's just, this is like if a guy was drunk and just because he's attractive, you kiss him because you know he can't fight it off. Switch the roles. It's like, come on, bro. Come on. Imagine Supergirl being unconscious and or barely conscious, and you're like, and you're a dude, and you're like, bro, she can't find me right now, and you kiss her. Like, what? That's crazy. But, we all know people are gonna have the same visceral reaction like I am, or many other people, just because the genders are switched. Because if it was a guy doing this to a guy, especially a guy who's not interested, obviously, especially in that way, people would freak out. Yeah. If this was a girl and a girl, nah, people, would they freak out that much? No. And that's a part of the issue. Like, you can't do the double standards thing. Can't do it. But, anyways.
I didn't think you'd let me later.
What? She literally just submitted to doing exactly what I thought. Which was, oh, I'm kissing you because I know you're not gonna allow me to kiss you. So I'm gonna do it while you're literally what is it called? Whatever, while you're literally barely conscious. I'm gonna do it while you're barely conscious. Crazy. Crazy. Again. Switch the roles, bro. Switch the roles. Imagine a girl say this, Supergirl saying this to a guy like, yo, why did you kiss me? And he's like, because I knew you wouldn't have let me kiss you later when you were sober, when you were fully capable of defending yourself. Yeah. Oh my word. Even in so we've had 3 scenes that are problems. The Lois Lane train scene, this scene, as well as the assault scene as well, with the military dudes, and they try to make it a joke. Like, wow. And knowing how there is an issue of assault as well in the military and done also by people within the military to citizens and civilians, and there's a long history of that happening. And obviously it's not just American, it's just in general messed up people across the world abusing their power. It's crazy. It's crazy, bruh. Like, all 3 of these scenarios would never be allowed in a movie. All through. Actually, no. Not this one. This third one, it would be. You know why I know that? Because Wonder Woman 1984. Because of that nonsense. When Wonder Woman literally assaulted a dude, but it was cool because the dude was being possessed by her ex, well, her lover who passed on, and therefore it's fine. Like, yeah, this one would be allowed, the other 2 wouldn't be, which again is messed up. All 3 should not be a thing unless if obviously it's in a movie that's appropriate to talk or expose or the genre like a horror type thing, not whimsical, not oh it's so cute, it's fine. She's a pretty woman. Like no, bro. No. No. Just ask why can't she get it on with the good guys or that she can't. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that.
The good guys?
Asking why can't I get it on with the good guys? Maybe because you assault them, bruv. Maybe because you have boundary issues. Like what? Maybe that's the issue here. Maybe that's the issue. You can't. You literally said you loved Lex because you love the chaos of Lex's presence, of his insanity. You also said you don't know if you care if people died. You got problems, man. Don't be a victim right now. Even though you were obviously with that situation, shouldn't have happened. This is crazy though. I just realized that because I was questioning myself, why did Superman not save the bigger problem? He didn't because he promised that girl he would save her mother first, and that's such a good way to show Superman's flaw at the same time showing Lex Luthor's flaw and how Superman's gonna get out of it. And his flaw being that he's potentially like not too, I guess, too honest in a way. I mean, can you be too honest in it being a flaw? Yeah, sometimes you gotta keep quiet and just, you know, find a way to say things or avoid certain things because there is no good that can come out of that. But yeah, that was good. So this is incredibly stupid. If there's an earthquake, you don't go next to, by, or around items, buildings, anything that could collapse on you. You don't do that. You literally go up like they're doing all the way up on a free open space that's gonna be very tough to break apart because of the earthquake. Like, you don't do this. This is stupid. What are we doing? What is the point of this? Like, we understand people are gonna die. You don't need to. Again, just like in the last movie, if Lex is caught, he could be sued for billions. Billions of dollars. Like, this is insane. I'm pretty sure it's destroying public housing, schools, shelters provided by the government, obviously all types of bridges, governmental buildings, people's houses, people's apartments. Like, so much is being destroyed. It would cost them billions, man. Also another classic, not just within superhero movies, but also Superman movies, the whole bus thing. I think it was also a thing in Smallville, I think. But yeah, the whole bus. Fantastic Four had the same thing. Spider-Man had the same thing at some point about like a bus tipping, people needing to be saved, or like just people tipping over in general. Did Spider-Man have it? Was it either, it might have been the train. Yeah, it was the train. And then it was like the small train cart thing. And then I think there was something else. Obviously the ferry. But yeah, this is quite a common superhero thing where they have to save the people within the bus. Superman just repaired fault lines. Superman actually repaired the fault line that was empty. He just, I don't know how they work. So with the plates, like, are the plates constantly pushing against each other? And so if you were to create a gap, they would swing like this because they're used to like stabilizing each other. Is that what's happening? Because, huh? How does he fix it by just putting this stuff? And also, there's nothing underneath. That's what I'm saying. They're pushing against each other because that's the only way they would grip like this. and it would actually fix things temporarily. That made no sense. That was an insane feat, but at least Superman showed his brain and his brawn, which is what Superman is, the paragon of superheroes. Um, that was just crazy. The other crazy part was the Hollywood sign just like just repairing itself. Like what? Why not just have it stop? Like why have it reverse? It's like they reversed the footage. That was crazy. The bus literally maintaining the same lean and literally wires and everything is falling around it on top, not on top of it, but around it, and it's still like this. Like, bro, you didn't need to do that. The thing is, these writers are creating these scenarios for what? It could have been something else, like insane ending. So the last movie had this issue, but this movie is making it a little bit just more extended. Again, I think it's because I'm watching like a bigger version of the theatrical cut. But even if I am, the writing is still there, and the fact that they are really extending the destruction of these places, and it's like, even if they shorten them, we all know Superman is gonna solve the issue, and we all know someone of importance is not gonna die, unless if Jimmy dies. That'd be pretty insane. But usually, someone of importance doesn't die. The issue literally gets resolved when a dude fixes a tectonic plate shift like that. It's like, well, he's gonna solve everything, and he has been. Um, I just don't see how there's any tension in a lot of these. The only one that had tension was the fault line thing, because I had no idea how you'd fix it, and he just put rocks in between the two tectonic plates. Or at least the split. And now all these other ones, we've seen like 3, 4, 5 scenes where I knew nothing bad would happen to the people, because the entire point is to show that Superman's Superman, but they're doing it a bit too much, and it's very just dragged out and very boring. It's getting a bit annoying, because, bro, I know Superman's gonna solve the day, unless if Jimmy dies. Let's see. Lewis, you could have just got out the car when you saw it. You could have done that. I do like the setup of the empty fuel, because the fuel, the gas station exploded, and this boulder is coming from the rubble of the wall. But again, you could have just got out. But also unhinged, as if Superman did this and Lewis's car was right there. And he just buried it. And he had no idea, because his super hearing sucks apparently sometimes. So, yeah. It's not even been effective this whole movie, actually. Wow. She is not dead. What they're doing, they're trying to harken back to his emotions when Pa Kent died. I get it. But Lewis is not dead, bro. Get out of here. I mean, she looks pale, though. She does. But I just think that's a lack of sunlight. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I remember something happening in one of the Superman. Oh, no. No. Is this the movie? Is this the movie where Superman, spoilers, where Superman flies around the globe to reverse time to save Lewis? Is that what this is? Is that this movie? Because I'll get mad. For me, this movie, again, it will still be better than the last one because of all the other things it did, but this would be a major no. No, wow. I know this is a comic thing. I know this is an animated movie thing. I understand. I know. I'm not a fan of characters having the ability to completely overwrite the script essentially because of some power they just discovered. Because he's never done this ever. He's never shown the ability to do this. He's never thought of doing it. Like, he's never done this. They didn't tease to it, nothing. And this is like if one of the Avengers died and they completely reversed time to save them. Why did you have Lewis die? You could have had her be about like she's really there, she's gonna die, and then bang, Superman comes in. What was the point? Is it gonna be like, I guess, a consequence that someone has to die? Let's finish this because wow.
Superman cares about everybody, Jimmy.
Is she dating Clark and doing this behind his back? Because that's literally Mary Jane level messiness. Is that what's happening? Or are they just casually? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Just, it'd be messed up if she was doing that, knowing that they are two different people. They're not, but they are. And that's pretty messed up. And that's not okay. And that's a weird thing that they do in superhero movies. Like, she'll be in love, basically cheating and kissing and daydreaming about a different guy while dating a different guy. I know they're the same guy, but in her head, they are two different people. And she just doesn't care. It's weird. Very wrong, too.
Front page Daily Planet? Oh, gosh. I didn't have any film.
I really love that whole sequence because it shows that Lois Lane is Superman's entire world, and it's also based off of how Pa Kent passed away too, and he didn't want to feel helpless to lose someone else he loved. That was amazing.
Out so they can get a fair trial.
Who is it, Superman? Lex Luthor.
This Lex, bro. This Lex is just. What is wrong with this man, bro? This is how you make a funny Lex. This is how you do it. It's just, what are you doing? Like, you've been wearing wigs this whole time. I thought they were for your girl, but then I noticed her hair doesn't change like that, and it's never short hair, and then you did this, so, wow. That was a, I don't know, I'm not a wig dude, but that looked convincing to me. If it was a Zack Snyder film, Superman would be T-posing right now. He'd just be T-posing for literally just aura farming reasons. Just, just I'm just picturing Superman just T-posing right there. Oh my days, Zack Snyder, man. Hey, that was a weird slog, but then it wasn't, but then it was again, and then it just went off for the last 2 hours, which is saying a lot compared to Superman 2025. The 2 hours really felt like they were wasted in a few spots here and there, and it could have literally just been an hour 40, an hour 30, to be honest. But this one, yeah, the 2 hours really felt like it. The other hour, a lot of it was intro, a lot of it was setup, a lot of it was the extra extended scenes. And yeah, those could have been cut too, but I think I just picked a version where they were not, and so that was on me. You know, the comment, if you want to comment, you'll tell me if this was a full director's one or not. I'm not sure. I just got one. Anyways, in comparison with the last one, I did say I was gonna expand on this. When it came to Lex being an idiot in Superman 2025, it was so comical and so goofy and so just distasteful to me because Lex would not be that stupid. I understand Lex's whole thing is that he's so brilliant that his own arrogance gets in the way and his pride is the reason that he ends up falling, because if he wasn't so prideful, he would find better ways to beat Superman. Instead, he thinks he's so much better than Superman that Superman outsmarts him. In this movie, that kind of didn't happen. Obviously, for two reasons. One, it was that woman who ended up saving him. And two, he literally reversed time. So even the consequence that could have given Lex Luthor some form of a win, it didn't happen because he could just reverse time. And we're going to get into that. But this one is a lot better because he did it in a way that is a lot more connected, a lot more congruent with his comic book counterpart, because Lex Luthor literally wins the entire time. And he would have kind of won. He would have kind of won because he would have hurt Superman in a way where he could have never recovered if it wasn't for time travel. And the whole thing of mind versus Brawn, and Superman at some point using his mind to defeat Lex, and then not, because Lex kind of won, and then him just using the very thing that Lex said he had, which is his superpowers. That undermined the whole Lex versus Superman thing, which again, if you're a Superman fan or you're interested in Superman, go watch the Superman animated series. Like, that is a great display of Lex and Superman using his head. There's so many examples of this where he uses both his powers and his head. He doesn't need to overly rely on his powers. There's a whole episode of Superman not having his powers and living in some sort of projection of Krypton, and him having to use purely his mind to get through it, bro. And it's one of the best animated episodes for Superman ever. Like, it is top tier. So these movies don't display that a lot, but this one was a lot better because Superman, when he was being childish, he was an actual child. He was a teenager. In 2025, it's when he's an adult, which is ew. It just, no. And he was a lot more charming in this one. It's a lot more entertaining, a lot better dialogue. Lois Lane was much, much better. She was much more involved. And yes, in the end, she's a damsel in distress, but the ending, the time travel. Okay, I'm sorry for that. If there was like a huge sound there, sorry. Why? Why give him a broken ability? You understand he could use that whenever. I'm pretty sure maybe part 2 would have consequences. That maybe, I don't know. But why give him time travel powers? Why do that? Or the ability to reverse time? Why write it that way? He could have just saved everybody. He really could have just saved everyone. There was no need. He did in the end. Like, it kind of cheapens what happened before, because it felt like he had to choose between Lois Lane and saving either the dam, the dam and the people involved with the dam who could have been killed by it, and saving the mom. So it was the mom, the people, and Lois Lane. And he obviously chose the other two, and Lois died. It could have been the thing where he reversed time, and he had to choose 2 of them. Like, he kept reversing, and he could only save 2. And so he chose Lois Lane and Jimmy, which are a pair, and the damn people, and let the mom die. Or he chose these 2, but he let the dam do its thing. That could have been another way, right? And now he's like, okay, I have to be much, much better as a superhero. Now it's like, nah, I just have time reversal powers. I didn't like that at all. I didn't. I thought that time thing was in a far worse movie. I think part 3 of Superman is considered absolutely horrendous. Or 4, whenever there's a sun person like Sentry, whenever Sentry comes in and he's like born from the sun and he's created by Alexa, that movie, I thought it was in there, but no, it's in this one. I don't like it. And the fact that his dad was like, yo, don't mess with human history. I never understood what that meant until now. But why? It didn't mean nothing. The movie's over. It didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean anything. And his dad was like, oh, you were created for a reason. The reason is reverse time to save your girlfriend? Like, come on, man. So yeah, I didn't like that at all. I didn't. But this movie is much, much better than 2025. It's far truer to Superman and Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen and everything involved. Lex Luthor's pretty entertaining and funny. And yeah, really good. And I'm probably gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna check out. You'll see. But you can check out the movie reactions there, and I can catch you guys later.